Hi, good morning. It's Teacher Modi again. We are continuing with our series in tenses, and today we are looking at present perfect continuous. As you remember, last time we touched base with present perfect. You saw. I hope you still remember the rules or the formula for present perfect. Present perfect was saying that the formula has to have a subject. You have to have a auxiliary verb have or has, and you also have to have verb in past participle. Here, this also is a present perfect sentence, but it is in continuous, or we call it progressive form. In present perfect continuous, this is the tense that is used to talk about an action that has started sometimes in the past. Okay, sometimes in the past, and this action is actually continuing to the moment that we are speaking. So, for instance, if you're trying to tell somebody how you feel about being sitting here waiting for that person to arrive, okay, what has been happening, that you've been waiting for that person from sometimes in the past to present, then that sentence has to be in present perfect continuous. Okay, so present perfect, what is the formula? The formula in present perfect, as usual, you start with the subject. Subject is the doer of the action. Okay, subject is somebody that is performing the action in the sentence. The subject is very important in any English sentence. Why? Because the subject is the person who is actually responsible for the action that is mentioned. So what you need to always remember, the subject, okay, has to go with whatever that you're trying to connect with in your sentence. Okay, so these things has to go together in order to create the mutual understanding of the words in the sentence, to create whatever that you're planning to create with that sentence. So the formula says subject plus, okay, has or have, plus has and have auxiliary verbs. Okay, as you know, in English language, you cannot connect two main verbs in the same sentence or the same clause. Okay, you cannot use two main verbs. So one verb, in order for you to use two verbs, you have to use one auxiliary verb and one main verb. Okay, so it says you need to have a subject, you need to have an auxiliary verb, which is has or have, and also you have to have been. Okay, been, and also you have your main verb has to be in present participle. Present participle is different from past participle. Present participle is a verb in ing form, a verb in gerund form, a verb in present participle is a verb that has ing connected to it. So this is also a verb that we use in present continuous, is a verb that we use in past continuous. So the formula again is subject, auxiliary verb has or have, been, plus the verb in present present participle, okay, which is ing form, main verb. Okay, so our example will be like, I have been speaking to John for 2 hours. And in this kind of sentences, in order for you to be able to complete your meaning, okay, or to make sure that you complete your sentence and also it makes sense, okay, we normally use since and for. Okay, since and for. For example, you're telling somebody that I've been waiting in front of your office for 2 hours. You will say, I have been waiting for you for 2 hours. Okay, I have been calling you for 3 hours. Okay, she has been looking for you for 2 days. Okay, so all these things help us to construct. Okay, so the combination of all the things that are in that sentence help us to construct what is called present perfect continuous. So in English language, as you know, in English language, you have to have a good understanding of all tenses in order for you to really create appropriate sentences. Why? Because, for instance, you're trying to ask somebody, or you're trying to tell somebody that this is the action that I have been doing for a while. There is no any other English sentence or tense that can help you to drive that point across. Okay, so let's see how do we make questions in present perfect continuous. In asking a question in present perfect continuous is also not as complicated as anything. We always start with our auxiliary verb. Okay, our auxiliary verb has or have will always start, and then the subject follows. Okay, for example, have you been waiting for me for a long time? Okay, have you been waiting for me for 1 hour? Okay, have you been talking to John for years? Okay, so all that is how you construct your question in present perfect continuous. Okay, and also if you have to answer that question, okay, if you have to answer the question, the formula says you have to add, okay, you have to add not, okay, between your negative answer will be I have not been. So you can see you put your not between not, okay, N-O-T, between been and the verb. Okay, for instance, I have not, okay, between have and been. I have not been waiting for you for 2 hours. I have not been waiting for you for long. Okay, sometimes people use these things, but they actually don't recognize what tense it is, okay, what construction that is. But now I hope you guys get to understand what this is, this construction, what tense it belongs to. So it belongs to present perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous is a beautiful construction. For example, let's see a few examples. Okay, for instance, you're trying to ask a lady, okay, how long she has been working somewhere. Okay, you can always ask, how long have you been working here? How long have you been working here? Okay, how long have you been working here? She will answer that question by saying either I have been, that is positive, I have been working here for 2 years, or I have not been working here for long. Okay, I have not been working here for long, or I have been working here since last year. So you can see the difference between since and for. Since is talking about unspecific time, while for is talking about specific time. Okay, for example, for 2 years, you can see you're talking about a specific period of time. Okay, while since is talking about, for instance, since yesterday. That means we don't really know exactly what time yesterday, but we know it is since yesterday. All these are prepositions of time. Okay, one time we're going to look at prepositions, and you're going to find out that these are called prepositions of time. And you have to be very careful, because things like words like since belongs to different parts of speech. So when we come back after we finish this, we're going to look at parts of speech, and you're going to find out that since also belongs to conjunction. Okay, it's going to belong to a conjunction group called subordinate conjunction. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you guys understood this, and if you have any question, you can always leave your comment, and next time I will clarify anything that is